Hello and welcome to Smarty Academy. In this video, we are going to show you how to import final data into the EViews workspace. We are going to show you how to import the data by copying and pasting it into the EViews workspace, by using the EViews menu bar, and by using the EViews program file. The most important thing is arranging the data in this format. We have a column for the date, another column for country, and the rest of the column containing the variables. In our case, variable 1, 2, 3. And another important thing about final data is arranging the date. If we look at the date series, it contains a repeated series of years 2020 to 2025 for Ghana, another set of 2020 to 2025 for Nigeria, and so on. And we can see that the country column contains the name of the countries after Ghana, then Nigeria, then Benin, and then Togo. The variable columns, for example, this column of variable 1 contains a series of data for each country in a single column. If we want to import this data into the EViews workspace, we click anywhere within the data set, Ctrl A to highlight all, Ctrl C to copy. Then we open our EViews. We can close this window, right click, paste as new work file, we click next, next again. We can see that EViews identifies the panel data. If we look at the basic structure, it is dated panel. And if we look at the cross section ID series, it is country, because the column for the country represents our cross section of countries. It also automatically identifies the date series from the data, which is dates. Then we click finish to complete our import. This window was explained in our last video. You can check our last video for detail about this window. The data has been imported into the EViews workspace as panel. This date series was just used for EViews to identify our data as panel. So we don't need it, we can delete it. Since our work file is panel, we cannot delete this country object and date ID object. If we attempt to delete them, we receive a warning from EViews. You can see that date ID country cannot be renamed or deleted. This is because they are necessary for the operation of EViews on work file data. Let's click OK and close it. Another way to import panel data into the EViews workspace is by going to File, Import, Import from File. Then we scroll to the folder we save our data. In our case, it's Smarty Academy. Selecting the data, open. For the predefined range, we choose panel because our final data has been saved on the final sheet of the Excel work file. Then we can click next, next, and finish. We don't need to link the object to the external source. Then we click no. This is our imported final data into the EViews workspace using the menu bar. If you want to import the data into the EViews workspace using program file, we go to the capture window, click on the capture window, we copy this line, Ctrl C to copy. After copying, we can go to the command window, Ctrl V to paste. Then we put our cursor on the line of the code and press enter key. After pressing the enter key, we have this window. We just click on finish to import the data. We don't need to link to the external objects. Another way to import the data is by going to File, New, Program. Click on the program window to activate it, Ctrl V to paste. Then click on Run to import the data into the EViews workspace. We can see that all the three methods provide the same EViews work file. If you look at the range, we'll see that it's 2020 to 2025 by 4. This number 4 is telling us the number of per section we have. If we check our date ID, we will see that it has the names of the countries, the correct section of the countries, and the years, the date arranged repeatedly. And if you open any of the variables, we will see that it has all the correct section of countries and the date series for each country, that is 2020 to 2025. As we explained in our previous video, it's always good to check the status bar to know your current working directory for EViews. In our case, our current working directory is this, that is manuscript stored in paper 38. We can double click to change it to Smarty Academy, for example. Smarty Academy, click OK. Our current working directory is Smarty Academy. Since our current working directory is Smarty Academy, we can remove this absolute path to contain only the name of our data file. If we delete all the information, I'll leave it to data.excel. Since we changed our current working directory to Smarty Academy and our data has been saved in Smarty Academy folder, this new line of code will work. Let's try by running the code. It has imported the data successfully. We can also remove some part of the code again because our data has been arranged in a tidy mode, which means we don't need all this information because sample at all means we are importing all the sample. Since we are importing all the data, we don't need it. We also have our date properly arranged, therefore we don't need this date ID. We also don't need the country ID, we don't need the ID, and we don't have any NA, and by default, EViews is identifying NA as NA, so we can remove all this. And we know that the number of header is 1, so we don't need all this. We only need the range because it tells EViews the name of the Excel sheet we are importing. So import data.excel range equal to panel will do the magic. Let's run it again. We have imported the data into the EViews successfully. Therefore, it's easier for you to share this code with others so that they can replicate what you do. That's the purpose of using the relative path instead of using the absolute path, which contains the path on your computer, which might not be the same with the path of another person's computer. Thank you for listening. In our next videos, we'll focus on estimation of basic econometric models and plotting beautiful graphs in EViews. Thank you once again. We welcome any comments that can improve the services of Smarty Academy. Remember that together we can do anything. If you enjoyed this video and want more videos like this, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn the notification on